We might also have some calls.
Oh, let's do it.
No way you could identify a bird by its call.
Is that a yellow warbler?
No way, that's literally a yellow warbler.
Okay, welcome back to Ramblin. I'm your host, Peter Canale, here with my co-host, Ryan Irving.
Hey everyone.
And today, here we are with a very special guest, our first guest of Season 2, Dr. Carney.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
How's it going, Doc?
Good.
Dr. Carney is a religion teacher at Fordham Prep. You know, he's part of the Social Justice Club, the moderator of the Social Justice Club.
Yeah.
And he's been teaching religion here for 27 years, and he's got a lot of interesting hobbies, and I feel like he's got a lot of perspectives that you guys might want to hear. So I don't know. I think to start this episode, we should talk about something that's a little pressing and something that you've talked about in class a lot, and that's Emmaus retreats, which are coming up, and I think is a really good thing for juniors and seniors to be hopping on.
Right. Well, let me just first say thank you for inviting me. I feel honored, and that this is a great privilege
We're
to be
honored.
with you guys.
We are more honored.
Thanks. No, I'm more honored.
No. We're more honored.
But it is. I am very grateful that you've asked me to do this. Yeah, I've been at Fordham Prep. I'm religious studies. I work in campus ministry, and we actually call it the Social Justice Committee. And I'm the chair. But that's good. So yeah, talking about Emmaus. If you held a gun to my head, which I'd ask you not to, and said, "What's the best thing that happens at Fordham Prep?" I would probably be inclined to say it's the Emmaus retreat. So COVID really messed us up tremendously.
Yeah.
And so now this year, juniors and seniors are going together, which we've never done before. But I know that the Emmaus that just came back, guys were thrilled to be part of it. And so I'm encouraging both my juniors and my seniors to do this. You know, sometimes guys will say to me, you know, Doc, I'm not really into religion or spirituality. And I say, I still think you ought to do this because it's a lot of fun. The food is delicious. Beautiful place. Did you go on it, Ryan?
No. I'm a junior. So I think March 14th to the 16th.
Oh, good. You're all signed up.
Yeah.
Everyone I know is going in March, man. January is going to be the better trip, but you know, everyone I've been talking to is going in March. But also coming back with the Emmaus is those global ed trips, which I think is super cool. Like I like coming to Fordham. That was one of the things I was most excited about, is being able to like travel abroad. And you know, one thing that you've talked about in class a lot too is that you've traveled to over how many countries did you say you've been to?
I've been to 27 different countries.
27 different countries. That's more countries than I think the average person goes to in their lifetime.
Right.
So I just wanted to know, is there any like story that sticks out to you from your travels?
Well, I'm just thinking with Fordham Prep. I got to go to China with Ms. Han.
When did I do that trip? Do you remember?
That was 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years. I don't know exactly. But that was a tremendous trip. Only Miss Han spoke Chinese, so we were pretty much in her hands entirely. I remember one of the tour guides. We were on a bus going through Beijing. And he's talking to us in Chinese, as if anyone understands what he's saying, and we didn't. So, but we got to see, we got to go to the zoo, the Beijing Zoo, and see all these pandas, and the food was ridiculous. Every day it was better than the day before, and the day before was fantastic. And a few years ago, I went with Mr. Chavez. We went down to Guatemala. With a medical mission trip. So our guys, were testing people's blood sugars and blood pressure and stuff. That was a fantastic trip. Many, many moons ago, I lived in Guatemala for about 15 months.
Oh my gosh.
So so my Spanish is pretty good, and I was working with an organization called Covenant House, in Spanish, Casa Alianza. I was working at an orphanage. So, but I got to go to Spanish school for 12 weeks, live with a Guatemalan family, and por eso yo puedo hablar por lo menos bien. No perfectamente, but por lo menos.
That just goes right over my head. Right
the most
over.
part,
Peter
I-
speaks Latin, actually. So
Fluent Latin speaker I am. But so what kind of work were you doing? You were just like
I
just
was
general charity
a
work.
counselor, and I taught English
Mm.
down in Guatemala. So that was just a great experience. Tremendous.
Must have been. I mean, I think it's cool that we have an experience to go abroad. Like even just to Tennessee, a lot of people don't even go that far. You know.
Right.
I think
So-
I think that's one of the coolest things at Fordham right now, and I think it's one of the coolest things just in general to travel and see the world, like even outside of Fordham. And I think it's really cool just to maybe go to places places in nature you wouldn't go to as well. I feel like there's a lot of things to be done in nature. You know, one of which is bird watching. Are you a bird watcher by any chance, Doc Carney?
Not by chance, but
Oh,
by
wow.
design. I am a bird watcher. That was well played, Pete.
that was
by the way.
great.
Thank
That
you.
was
Yeah,
one
the
of
way
Peter's
you-
better-
That that was yeah.
That was good. I'm in love with birds and bird watching. So, geez, I should have brought my binoculars. We could have.
Well, it's funny that I brought it up because obviously I'm prepared always, right? Ryan's got a list of a couple birds, right? What do you
It's not a
got? What
list.
do you got for us,
It's
Ryan?
a couple pictures. We were gonna see if possibly.
Oh, a quiz, huh?
A little pop quiz. A little pop quiz.
quiz.
That
Sure.
like just like the one you threw at us last week.
Yeah, but I wasn't keeping track.
No. If you don't do well, we'll cut it out.
So, yeah,
But
okay.
you will do well. All right.
Now, is this a North American bird?
New York.
New York birds, making
Yeah.
it.
I,
New York
I should
birds.
do pretty well with
We're
this.
making it pretty easy.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's easy.
That's Cardinal Dolan.
Yes.
Yes, that's a
one for
cardinal.
one.
That is a cardinal.
One
yes.
for one.
That is a.
That's
hold on one
toughy.
second. It's a warbler.
Yes.
What? A warbler. These are tiny insectivores. This is black. That is a black-throated blue warbler.
Yes, it is.
What?
Wow. Okay.
I had a mental block there, but so these warblers are traveling up from South and Central America, and they're making their way up into Canada, where they'll lay their eggs and raise their young. I don't know why they travel 3, 4, 5,000 miles to do this, but they do. So there's about 36 different types of warblers that pass through the New York City area, and they come north in April and May, and then they head south in September, October. But they're so profoundly beautiful. Could you Google the Blackburnian warbler?
I'll do that right now.
Do that
You
right
tell
now,
me how to
Ryan.
spell that second word. Then
Warbler or Blackburnian?
Blackburnian.
Blackburnian.
Got it.
That all that from one picture. Just-
Well, and can we get a picture of this?
Woo!
This, in my money,
Sick bird.
this is the king of warblers, the Blackburnian.
and
Wow.
that you
This
can see that in,
fiery
like,
orange throat. Yeah, and
you can see that in like Central Park.
in Central
That's
Park.
So sick.
In the botanical gardens, you can see it.
That's that's something that people take for granted. Like people don't even notice is like just the birds that are around us at all times. Like
It is about noticing, paying attention, and seeing. Let me just tell you quickly how I got into it.
yeah, because that's
I-
not really like a thing that you just pick up. Well,
Well, I live about a mile from Fordham Prep. I live
Mhm.
on Bedford Park Boulevard, and I spent a lot of time in the botanical gardens. So I was over, I'll tell you how many, 26 years ago, and I had my daughter and this little carry-on backpack,
Mhm.
and I stumbled upon a bird walk run by this woman named Debbie Becker, and we walked around, and could you look up rose-breasted grosbeak?
If you can tell me how to spell that second word, then
Grosbeak.
got it. Okay, yeah. First thing.
Rose-breasted grosbeak.
Got it. I'm seeing some different birds though. So I got this one.
So upper right, can you
Got it.
enlarge that?
Yes, I can.
So we're walking around the botanical gardens, and we come upon this bird. People can see this bird, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be right here on the wheel.
Okay.
It's
it's gonna be behind-
here, Peter.
Oh, excuse me. Wow, look at that.
Pretty cool bird.
That is a crazy bird.
So it's called a rose-breasted grosbeak.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Oh my God, look at how beautiful this thing! You can see this."
That is
And in May they come through, and you can see them. And so I got hooked.
What-
And
What is the best season for bird watching in New York, you would say?
I would say May is your best season. Really, last 2 weeks of April, first 3 weeks of May, and such. And just a shout out to my colleague and friend Mike Kravitz and Pete McNamara, because Mr. McNamara
wow.
is also a birder.
Oh, I think I knew that actually.
He's more of a shorebird guy.
Mm-hmm.
Kravitz and I are trying to get him into the forest to see some forest birds, but he's
So you do,
Mr. Mac knows the shorebirds.
so you do most of your bird watching in Central Park, or
Central Park, Jones Beach, Bear Mountain, Botanical Gardens,
so you're all over the place?
Awesome.
all over the place. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, I got one final bird. This one's pretty difficult actually. I don't know.
Ryan
Here we
really
go.
went through the
we
woodworks
go.
to find this one.
Whew. That is a rock dove,
Oh my gosh.
That might be.
aka pigeon.
Is
that
that, is
what
that
they're
actually
called?
what it's called?
Yeah, they're called rock pigeons actually.
Wow.
Wow.
okay.
Because historically they nested on cliffs and rocks, but
Wait, does that
have
expand?
adapted to city buildings beautifully.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was good, right? I like how you did that.
Thank you.
That's-
Thank you. Rock dove. That's like an art reference room type
That- yeah.
way to refer to a pigeon.
The art reference was where we recorded last season, and like the books that were there made us seem like smarter and more intellectual. So
Look at all those rock doves.
Yeah, the
on
rock
on the
doves.
streets of New York.
there's rock doves everywhere you look.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So yeah, birds. That's about all I know. Birds and
bir-
theology is that.
I mean, you're a doctor. You're a doctor in one of them.
Yeah. So but anyways, that's how I got hooked with the rose-breasted grosbeak, and whenever I can, I try to get out and bird.
That's awesome. That's an awesome.
Do you-
hobby.
Like
you-
if we could get this damn interview over, I'd be out birding right now.
Do you bird on your walk to school? Like, do you
When I'm awake and the sun is up, I'm birding.
Mhm.
I love the use of like the verb.
Bird. Yeah, I've never heard bird as
Yeah,
a verb.
so that's interesting too, because we used to be called bird watchers,
Mhm.
but that's not accurate, because about 40% of birding is listening for the birds, listening to their sounds
We
and such.
we might also
Weird
have some
favorites.
calls.
Let's do it.
No way you could identify a bird by its call.
Well, the right bird I can.
All right.
I can do about
certain
let's
northeastern
see.
birds.
50, 70. Yeah,
50 to
give
70?
Give me a local bird.
70 different
70
calls?
different calls you have
And
memorized.
I'm not even that particular. Kravitz is really good at bird calls.
I think that's crazy. Like, well, it's not crazy. It's awesome.
right.
It's cool. I don't.
I got common NYC birds. And it's
Yeah, do give me a test.
All right, let's do it. All right, this is an ad.
I didn't think we'd be able to get this out
We,
of
we
birds.
can. All right, here we go.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
Well, the second
The
one
second one, yeah.
is,
Okay.
is a blue jay.
That's like incredible.
blue
that
jay?
you
That's a
can
blue
do
jay.
that. It's a blue jay. It is a blue jay.
But Ryan, you know something? If you pay attention, it becomes not incredible. It becomes normal.
That's,
Now, the tricky thing is that blue jays can make about 6 or 7 different sounds.
okay.
So
They can imitate a red-tailed hawk.
Really?
Really. I don't know why evolutionarily they do that, but they can imitate red-tailed hawks. But they have their danger thing. They have their here's food calls.
Wow. I'll do one more. I'll do one more.
Can you tell those individual calls from each
Uh,
other, or is that like?
When you hear a bunch of blue jays squawking like that, they've
Yeah.
usually got an owl or a hawk surrounded,
Mhm.
and then they're trying to tell everyone it's dangerous. Be careful.
I'll do one more.
That's a cardinal.
What? oh my god.
you're being more impressed than you need to be. That's
I mean, that's pretty
But
incredible.
you gotta me and Ryan didn't even know birding was like that a thing. I mean, like I've never. I
All
mean,
right. I mean, I don't do one more. Do one more. Let's see.
is that a yellow warbler?
No, that's literally a yellow warbler. That's incredible. That's like actually incredible.
Now, the thing about the yellow warbler is that you can make a phrase out of it. Sweet, sweet, oh so sweet. Play it again. Sweet, sweet, oh so sweet.
What the heck are we learning right now? This is crazy.
and that's how you know the yellow warbler.
This was an interview for the Art Reference Room. Like,
Yeah,
I swear.
this is sophisticated. We should get off some sophisticated. We should go like unsophisticated. And I think a perfect place to go there is The Simpsons. I mean,
Simpsons.
As a religion teacher, a birder, or bird watcher, birder, Simpsons enthusiast. How do the three
How did they
relate? Yeah.
Well, I try to take Ignatius seriously when he says find God in all things.
Mm-hmm.
So finding God in birding is so easy. That Blackburnian and even the local pigeon. I see God through nature.
Yeah.
How do you find
That to
God
me
in
is
The
very
Simpsons?
easy. So The Simpsons, I came to it a little bit late, like around 92 or 93. It started in 89.
So what's that,
December,
like 10 seasons in?
actually December 20th, 1989 was the first Simpsons roasting on an open fire. And I fell in love with the show. And a lot of people make fun of me because I love The Simpsons, perhaps even look down on me. But that's because they haven't watched.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Homer Simpson is every person. Homer Simpson, if you watch Homer act, you say, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, he buys Marge, his wife, a birthday present. It's a bowling ball with the name Homer on it. and Marge, immediately sees why Homer bought her this. He bought it for himself. And how often do we do that? We do things and we try to couch it in terms of, I'm doing this for you, but we're doing it for...
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's episodes where he has a heart attack, episode where he loses his job. And the show started about Bart, and everyone was about Bart the first 2-3 years. And then it became much more about Homer and kind of took off. You know?
Have you heard the theories that like it predicts the future? Simpsons.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
they have predicted the future, with Trump being president
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's the craziest one. Like how could anyone have predicted that? I mean, especially in the way that they predicted, like it was like dead on.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I will say this about The Simpsons. I focus on seasons 2 through 8.
Those are peripherally I know like the Simpsons community. I guess those are considered like the canon ones. Like
that's the canon. Good
Yeah.
word. Those are the golden years.
those are the good ones.
I hope we're not. I'm not going to get in trouble here, but the last 20 seasons to me have
20 seasons?
there's 33.
There's
seasons.
33 seasons.
They're in the 33rd season.
There's over 600 episodes or something like that.
It's tremendous. But seasons 2 through 8 it's the best in human television, which is the best kind of television, human television.
I would say so.
So I'll just pick one episode called Homer the Heretic, and it's and I show this to I shouldn't tell you this.
No, don't
But
spoil.
I show this to my students because Homer decides not to go to church, and it shows what happens. But it's frickin' hilarious. I'll give you one example. Homer sees God in a dream, and he's talking about it at the table at the dinner table. By the way, the Simpsons are always eat dinner together. People laugh but it's a show about family, and by the end of every episode, it's the family that's affirmed.
Wow.
But they're sitting around talking, and Bart says, "Homer, you met the big cheese? What's he like?" And this is how Homer describes God: perfect teeth, a nice smell, a class act all the way.
That's a pretty solid description, honestly.
So the essence of the universe: perfect teeth, a nice smell, a class act all the way. That's one of my favorite lines of all time. That's who God is, according to Homer. But we have our Simpsons Club.
I wanted to parlay that.
And
how did that start? How did the Simpsons Club start? Because
Kevin Hayes and I. This is my second year here, so 1997.
It's been around for that long.
Yep, we took a hiatus with COVID, but this is its 26th year.
Wow.
God, so that must be one of the oldest clubs in the
Mr.
school.
DiGiorno says it's the oldest active Simpsons club in Jesuit history. Probably the only one. But
I don't want to say that, but yeah.
And we so to be candid with you guys, I'll try to be candid. It's mostly freshmen who come in. I get a Jericho, Jerry
and Cheddar?
Jerry and Cheddar is
Hey,
Jerry and Cheddar
watching.
and 20 freshmen. But 20 freshmen have come the last 2 weeks, and
Awesome.
And they ask my permission if they can leave early and stuff, and I'm like, this is the loosest club imaginable. You come, it's great. You don't come, it's great. You don't have to ask permission to leave before the episode's done.
I will confess something. As a freshman, I was one of those.
Nice, Pete.
I came in, I watched an episode, then I left, and then I went home, and I was like, that was cool. I might do that again next week, and then forgot about
and
it.
you never did.
Never did.
So you owe us a visit.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll come by.
We'll stop by.
We'll stop by any day.
It would be great to have
We'll
you.
get our entire audience. Everyone stop by.
Yeah,
October
me-
18th. Be there.
Is that the next day?
It is the next day.
How'd you know that off the top of your head?
Because we have a club meeting next week.
Is this what you guys do during activities? You do Ramblin' or?
Well, we do FBTV during.
Yeah, it's like this is like a sub branch of FPTV, but basically like FPTV, we just like make videos for the school, fun we'll write scripts, fun skits, and
we're working on
Well,
two.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask a question, but how did you guys get involved in Ramblin'?
Well,
That is a
that is
story.
the story. Okay, so I didn't know Ryan at all, like freshman year or even sophomore year, like the beginning of sophomore year. I didn't know Ryan at all. I knew like his name and like what he looked like, but like I didn't really know him. So then I happened to be taking the train with Colin home one day. What was it, like November of sophomore year, and Ryan decided to take the early train that day. He
only
usually
day I decide. This is
usually
why I think
takes
it's
a
fate.
later train. And I was talking to Colin. I was like, yeah, I had this idea to create a podcast at Fordham. I think it'd be pretty cool, like whatever. Then Ryan was like, yeah, I would do that with you. Like to somebody he did not know at all.
Yeah,
Right?
didn't know whatsoever.
Who said let's make a podcast?
It was my
Yeah,
original
Pete's
idea.
idea.
Yeah, pizza.
So that you could tell in like the first episode that we just did not know each other at all. Like,
Yeah.
we had like no rapport with each other. Like we were
That's
just like two dudes who were like, so like you like lunch at school, Ryan?
That's pretty much what the episode was summed up.
that was the summary of that episode. But no, and then it just naturally became what it is now,
Yeah.
where we have a weasel. We have
How many episodes have you done?
8. This
No.
is nine now.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Nine,
Something like
nine,
So-
including the last episode, and this is 10.
So
This is the 10th.
So 8 teachers you like better than I. Who came before
No,
me.
well,
No.
no.
It has been a lot. We've had a lot of teacher requests to come on the show.
Oh,
It's
you
like-
did.
Yes, we've had a
That's it.
lot.
We bumped you to the top of the list.
We're booked for the next year.
I said better than I should have said better than me. No.
It's all right.
Before
We're not.
sorry, go ahead.
How did Gus get involved with this?
Augustine was brought in by Colin because Colin was like, I'm not gonna do this all by myself. I'm gonna bring in my friend from FBTV who's good with the cameras.
And honestly, they deserve even more credit.
Yeah, more credit
than we
than
do. Even more credit.
Right?
Are they allowed to talk?
Yeah, they're allowed to
No,
talk.
we had them on last episode. Like Colin behind the camera, he edits all of our videos. Augustine handles all the equipment. We literally could not get the show done.
Yeah,
without either of
without
them.
these two guys, it would be a lot worse than it's like.
Yeah, I gotta ask. Warning: Shalobis will be busted.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to get there.
So this is a gift from Anthony Chacon, class of 17. To bust Chalobis is a phrase that I actually adopted and adapted from my brother and his friends, his college friends. They used to talk about Chalobis. And so busting Chalobis can mean a lot of things. Now, Chalobis will remain undefined for this show.
I was looking for the exclusive Chalobi's
I
definition.
know. But you can certainly imagine what a Chalobi might be. So it's a very useful phrase, though, because it can be used to compliment someone, to bust their Chalobi. It can be used to confront them, to criticize them, but mostly to make fun of them, because I like to.
That's a great.
I like to make fun of myself. I was talking today, and this might raise some controversy, but I have colleagues and friends who say you should never use sarcasm with students or with your kids. Frankly, I wouldn't have anything to say to anybody if I didn't get to use Now, it has to be judiciously used because sarcasm can hurt people.
Yeah.
But well played
Shall
sarcasm, I think, can be one of the most effective tools for communicating and laughing and helping people laugh at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I laugh at myself all the time. And
Well-
I have 6 siblings who are constantly busting my chalobies. Everyone who even remotely loves me busts my chalobies. My students bust my chalobies, and so chalobi busting.
Yes,
It's-
I mean that's one of the best traits. You
Doc-
got to be able to
Doc,
laugh at yourself.
Doc,
you know?
Do you have your phone on you? Can you please use it to call somebody who cares?
Ooh.
What is it?
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah,
don't
you
worry
didn't
about
do that. But sometimes, like a student say, Doc, the reason I couldn't do my homework last night was because I just had too much. And I say, Ryan, do you have a cell phone?
Yes, I do. I do have a cell phone.
Good. Call someone who cares.
Oh, that's actually pretty
it.
good.
The entire
That's pretty great.
Again,
I had
you
no
gotta
idea
be
what
careful. You don't want to destroy a person.
No,
with
no,
it.
no, no. It's a powerful weapon. It's a powerful weapon.
And it's got to be used very judiciously.
Yes.
Very judiciously.
Yeah, we had a student yesterday in one of my classes who like actually used the "my dog ate my homework."
No,
excuse in
no
class.
way.
He,
No
like,
way.
He didn't have his assignment. He was like, "No, my dog ate the homework." And like the teacher in this class was like, "Okay, but what happened?" He's like, "No, my dog ate it." That is a situation that calls.
And
for,
was that literally true, or was he?
I don't.
Was
I
he
just-
busting chalobies?
I don't think he owns a dog. I'm gonna. I don't think this student owns a dog. He doesn't. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
the ultimate lie.
Yeah.
What class was that?
AP Lang.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
a lot of homework there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Definitely. Actually, you know, that's the good. But like, so what do you think about teaching religion? Because obviously, like most American public high schools don't have religion classes. Like, what do you think makes religion such an interesting class, and what do you think makes it so special to a school to have like a religious curriculum?
Excuse me. So
Bless you.
my seniors just finished reading an article that I wrote. I didn't just write it, but entitled "Why Study Religion?" And in this article, I tried to make the case, and I asked my colleagues to forgive me, but I try to make the case that religious studies is their most important class.
Okay.
And the reason why is because of what it purports to do, what it claims to do. Answer the great mysteries of existence. Why we're here, what happens after death, what we should do with our lives. It provides profound consolation in times of tragedy, the 9/11s and deaths of a loved one. It provides moral guidance for us individually and for us as a community. You know, the first Christians were not called Christians, not for 100 years. If you asked an early follower of Jesus, what group do you belong to? He or she would say, I belong to the way. That's what they called themselves, the way. And Jesus, John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and life. Now, if something is truly the way, I want to be part of that. I want to let me on board.
Yeah.
Now, Islam has similar claims as does Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, to offer us the way to act. The promise of happiness. That's something the religion says, follow me, and I will make you happy. I'll make you fulfilled. And then, of course, you got salvation, right, at the end. This idea that all your life you will be vindicated throughout your sinfulness, your guilt, even death, that Jesus rose from the dead. So the believer says, I will too.
Yeah.
And so I think what's at stake when you study religion are the most important values, the most important things of life. If you don't go for that, then look at its power in the world. I think religion is the most powerful force known to humanity, both individually. Look at history. Look at politics. Look at the way individual lives are influenced. You got to study this stuff.
Yeah.
It's profoundly powerful.
Doc, I gotta say one thing. That was the most art reference room thing I've ever heard.
That
That
was-
was
yeah,
on
that
this
was-
show.
that was
was
great.
amazing.
What does that mean, art reference?
Sophisticated,
Educated.
well educated.
Oh,
that was
thanks,
amazing,
Pete.
Doc.
That was pretty great.
Good. Yeah, and just real quick, there are obviously objections. Religion is a creation of human beings, afraid of death. Science, philosophy, literature, music, those are better ways
Yeah.
to truth than religion. Which religion? There are hundreds of them. Should I be studying Zoroastrianism or Mormonism? Or should I be a Lutheran Muslim? Combined. So these are critiques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you have to believe for it to work. And for a lot of people, that's too much to ask.
Well,
That
how
is-
do you approach students in a religion class that aren't religious? Like,
I say be open to growth, right?
Yeah.
Be open to these ideas and consider it. I'm glad you asked that, Ryan, because I have been asking guys and promoting Emmaus, and I say to even you who are not into religion and spirituality, that be open to this. See what, because the brotherhood and the fun and the good food and such, you give it a chance.
Yeah.
That's what I ask guys. I have a senior right now who's looked me in the eye and said I don't like religion. I'm not into religion. Today he told me when we're praying at the beginning of class, I deliberately don't pay attention. and I said, okay. But then at the end of the class, I pulled him aside and said, I think you should try Emmaus. See what this is, what it's like. So, sorry. Yeah, good questions, guys. Good.
Yeah.
No. I think I might have the best question right now. I mean, aside from all the serious theological discussion that we've had, I want to know about what you call the dangerous maneuver. With the snappy fingers and the hands. Can you teach us?
What is this?
Can you teach us how to do that?
The answer is no. Short answer.
Oh.
But I will demonstrate.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Now I need to move my mic.
Yeah,
do
Go
Yeah,
for
you
it,
go for it. Go for it.
So.
It's about to go down. Oh my gosh. How did it make that sound?
Because I got
That
a
was
wood.
great.
Because I got a wooden head. Thank you, guys.
That was awesome. That was great.
I'll be here all week. Thanks.
Again. No,
I can't
mean-
do it again.
that was fantastic. That lived up to all the hype.
Oh, good.
Doc, that's amazing. I don't think you understand how cool that is.
Okay.
I've tried
Thanks.
just the snapping part. I can't get it down. It's
Well, if you were athletic.
Oh! He said call someone you care about.
Oh,
my
pizza.
chalobies have been busted.
That was.
That Shalobi's did just get busted.
Well, I want to again thank you all for having me. This has been tremendous fun.
Yes.
Yes,
And,
thank you.
I learned so many things today. God,
Yeah.
perfect teeth.
And
Smells nice. Like,
a class act all the way.
yes.
I
definitely.
have to say too that in my professional life, I want to start doing more podcasts, and so you guys have helped me on my way to do that.
Yeah,
That's
you're a
great,
natural.
Doc.
You're a natural. So.
Thank you so much for coming on today, Doc. I think this
Pete,
has been-
Rye, Augustine, Colin, thank you guys.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank FBTV for lending us their cameras and their equipment. And yeah, that's about it.
All right,
Good luck some Shalobi's.
peace out.
Yeah.
And then I can.
Oh, I almost had it.
Yeah, you got it.
We're not making a song. I'll do the headline. I'll do the headline.